Hi there, students. To put your foot down, to use your authority to stop something from happening, to insist that it stops, to demand or to refuse with finality. I put my foot down and said, this is not going to continue. When he started taking my money without even asking me, I put my foot down. The salesman was not helping me. He was not giving me what I wanted. So I put my foot down and demanded to see the manager. Okay, this is where you get angry and say, right, I'm not going to permit this anymore. To indicate that you're not going to change your position. My kids have been badgering me for weeks to let them have new mobile phones, but I've put my foot down and said no. If anybody's going to get a new mobile phone, it's going to be me. As the boss, you have to put your foot down sometimes. You have to insist that something is done. You have to say forcefully why somebody must or must not do something. If you don't, as the manager, they will walk all over you. Well, it's the same with kids. From time to time, you put your foot down and say no completely unyieldingly, because you've got to take control. This is to be firm, to adopt a firm policy when you're faced with disobedience. She asked if the 10-year-old girl asked if she could stay out until 2 o'clock in the morning, and I put my foot down and said no, you've got to be back by 11 o'clock at the latest. Notice this phrase, to put your foot down, can also be linked to driving. Yeah, is to accelerate. This is pedal to the metal. If you want to arrive on time, you're going to have to put your foot down. If we don't put our foot down, then we're not going to catch this plane. Okay, so increase your speed when you're driving. The road was clear, so I put my foot down. I accelerated. I went faster. Okay, so to put your foot down, to use your authority, to insist, to be firm when faced with disobedience, or to accelerate, pedal to the metal, as they say. So put your foot down, to be very firm that somebody must do something, or that they must stop doing something. When I discovered he wasn't doing his homework, I put my foot down and started to threaten him with punishment. Okay, so you better put your foot down before the kids are completely out of control. I was worried that the kids were my son was going to drop out of school, but I put my foot down and said he had to continue. Okay, so to put your foot down, to insist, to be firm about something, and then to accelerate as well. Yeah. So put your foot down, to say firmly that somebody must stop doing something. You can't let people do whatever they want sometimes. Sometimes you have to put your foot down and insist. You have to be authoritarian. Yeah, you put your foot down and say no, this is not happening. Okay, so you're being authoritarian. You're using your authority in order to stop something happening. I should have put my foot down much earlier, but I didn't, and now I have a more difficult situation to deal with. I asked the driver to put his foot down because I was going to miss the event. When I got onto the motorway, I really put my foot down. Um, I had been leaving work early on Fridays, but my boss found out and he put his foot down. He said I was going to get sacked unless they unless I fulfilled my contract. So to be determined to say something, yeah, you have to put your foot down and tell him he can't stay out on school nights. You've got to put your foot down and stop the relationship. You'd better put your foot down before the kids get completely out of control. We're not going to arrive on in time unless you put your foot down. So let's see, formality. Accelerate, go faster. The car goes faster. For informality. Use informally, semi-formal conversation, semi-formal writing, just about. And then to be serious, to insist that somebody stops. 4.5 informality. Use informally, semi-formal conversation, semi-formal writing, but perhaps not something very formal. And with this insist, I get the idea of you'll stamp your feet. You stamp and say, you've got to do this. Boom. So put one's foot down, to put your foot down.